and welcome back to another episode on the Minerockin SMP. So, as you can see, we are in front of my iron farm, and boy has it done its job for me. So normally when someone will go in and go, look at the amount of iron I've got from my iron farm, isn't it great? It's good, don't get me wrong. However, this is what's much more impressive as far as I'm concerned. I have fully equipped, fully specced out helmet, elytra, leggings, socks, bow, sword, a couple of picks, a shovel, an axe. Everything is completely specced out and all not broken. So now I can go and do pretty much whatever I want, and if I do start damaging stuff, I can come back here and we can get it all repaired and we're all good to go. So that was a very successful mission. My new mission is we are going to go and actually do what my plan was for the entirety of this season. We've been shopping a few times, and one thing you may have noticed is you've not seen my shop. Yeah, I don't actually have one. The reason for that is my plan was, or my plan is, should I say, to sell all the armor trims. Now for that, I need to go and get all of the armor trims, and I've been sort of ill and then busy and then getting builds done and sorting stuff. So I've not actually got any armor trims. So the person who's due to sell all the armor trims is probably the one person on the server that doesn't have any. So I need to rectify that. So we went and did a little bit more shopping and a little bit of prep work. So I got myself some totems. We got myself some rockets. We got some shulkers. We have an ender chest. We got myself some copper and a few feathers. I got a bed. I got some blocks. We got some obsidian. And what we're going to do is most of the locations that could have armor trims that are close by are going to be already raided, let's just say. So my plan is I'm going to go and find myself a little spot a bit farther out on the server. We're going to set up a bit of a campsite out there, and we are going to go and hunt down some armor trims. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to go and dig myself a nether tunnel to somewhere a bit further away, so I don't have to keep flying and wasting all of these rockets that we've got. But we're going to go dig ourselves a nether tunnel. We're going to go and find somewhere that's got a concentration of sort of a few places that we want to go and have a look at. And we should be back in a moment. Boing. Right then, so here we are. We've come about 5,000 blocks away from spawn. And we're in a desert. It's not the world's largest desert, but we do have a bit of a desert village. So we might get some cool stuff over here. Hopefully we shall find ourselves, there we go, we got a desert temple as well. And then we also, over this way, I do believe, we got a nice ocean biome. Oh no, this way we got the jungle. Hopefully we're going to find a jungle temple, and then the other side of the jungle we have an ocean biome, and hopefully somewhere in here we're going to find a whole host guardian temples and various other bits and bobs. So this is sort of a nice area, expanse of everything that we're looking for in order to try and get all of our trims, or as many of our trims. Obviously there's a few others that I've got to go elsewhere for, but this is going to be a nice good start. So what we're going to do, I think I'm going to hole up rather than camp up. I think we're going to hole up in this desert village. So I think we might turf out a resident. We got camel. We might take him back with me as well. But we got lots of stuff around here. So what we might do is we might commandeer said camel we might take him back. But I think what we'll do is we're going to make our base here. Because it's a nice central area for everything that we're looking for. We'll get some chests down so we can get stuff stored. We'll get my ender chest down as well. And then we'll go and have a look. And I think the first one that we'll try and do is we're going to try and see if we can't get lucky at this desert temple and see if we can't find our first set of trims. So we're going to get set up here and then we're going to go and hunt down this desert temple. So we are here in this little desert village. We have made a friend. So we have charmed my camel. I don't have a saddle to ride him at all, unfortunately. So what we've done is we've managed to find a lead. Don't ask me where I got it from. And we have put him on a stake. We'll take these back with us when we go back to my base. And hopefully what we'll do is we'll find ourselves another desert village somewhere in this end and grab ourselves a second camel. And that way round, hopefully we can have two. And we can start breeding them. But what we've done is we've commandeered this little librarian's house. We've got my ender chest, my bed, and I've got a few little chests here. But before we go to the desert temple, we need to create ourselves a brush. Because one of the things with the desert temple, yes, we are after armor trims, but there is also going to be some suspicious sand in there. So what we're going to do is take my suspicious sand, take my brush, we can brush away the suspicious sand, and we shall see if we can find ourselves some shards and some other good stuff whilst we're over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this other lead. Don't look, they may not give away where I got my leads from. But yeah, we're going to take my brush. We're going to go over to the desert temple, which was the other side of this water. There we go in the distance. So we're going to go over there. We are going to have a look round. So the first thing that you are going to notice with the desert temple, we're going to light it up a little bit because it can be a little bit dark in here. So we will just whack two things. Number one, anyone who's never been in one of these things, how have you never been in one of these things? But number one, in the middle of your desert temple, there is a big old hole. Now this big old hole has a trap at the bottom of it. So what we do is we come down one side. And as you come down one side, you will notice the pressure plate. So if we break the pressure plate, we'll stick some light down here as well. You will notice a whole host of TNT underneath. So you can't just jump down this big old hole, because if you do, you take the risk of blowing yourself and all of the treasure up. And these 4 chests here is where hopefully... Nope. So we shall take some gunpowder. Actually, I do want the string as well. So we'll have ourselves the string. In this one, nope. So we'll grab some more string. Nope. We got some books. Not really worth anything. Again, we'll take some more string. 4th time's a charm. Yes. So we have our June armor trim, the first trim of the season for myself. We have 2 armor trims. These are what we are going to be selling. So always nice to get hold of this. We'll have some more string. Don't need feather falling. And whilst we're down here, we'll have our TNT. Oops. I've got some blocks now. Yeah, I've got some sandstone. Of course, I've dug down. So now we can just come back up here. Go back up the staircase that we just produced. And we got that first part of what we were doing, which is our June armor trim. Now, when you're walking around here, there we go. If you notice, if I knock this out, and we shall stick a torch up here, make it a little bit easier. Some of the sand has a different texture on it. I believe this is our suspicious sand. There we go. And if you give it a bit of a brushy brush with your brush, all of a sudden, we have our skull pottery shard. Now, these we can use to make pots with, obviously. And this is another thing that we are going to be selling on the server. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to work my way around this. Yeah. So what we're going to do, underneath this area here, I believe I'm going to find a staircase. I do have to be careful as we break these out. There we go. Because there will be more random suspicious sand. So I am going to have to light this up. It's a little bit harder to do in RTX because you don't get the universal light. So we're going to make some more, put some lots more torches down. We're going to work our way down into this room and we're going to see if we can find some more shards. Right then, so that's that all dug out, and as you can see, we've managed to grab ourselves 4 pottery shards. We've got another piece of TNT. We've got an emerald, so not a bad little score from digging this out. Took me about 5 minutes or so. But the main thing that we got from down in the bottom is the 2 smithing templates. So what we're going to do now is we shall go and take these back, and we can drop these into my keep chest. And now that this was done, oh, we're going to have to, we'll grab some sleep. Can't just yet, but we'll grab some sleep so it's nice and bright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and have a hunt and see, as this didn't take us a massive amount of time because we got incredibly lucky and picked up those templates on the first temple that we spotted. What we're going to do now is going to hunt around and see if we can't find somewhere else to get ourselves some more templates, possibly some more shards as well. So I'm going to wait for night to properly fall. There we go. And then we're going to go and have a hunt and see what we can do. Wow, this didn't really take long. As you can see, there's my village. And if we come just over here, and we fly over this way, right under this big old jungle tree, we have our next option. Now, if you're wandering around your world and you see something like this, this is the top of a trail ruin. Now, this is going to be a little bit broken. The reason I say that is, unfortunately, in Bedrock, there is a bug at the moment, which we're going to go through in a second. But this is a trail ruin, and underneath where we are stood, there is supposed to be a big old building. What we're going to do, we have a second suspicious block right here. Again, a little bit difficult to tell. It's a little bit harder to see than the sand. But this right here, I believe, yep, is suspicious gravel. And much like the suspicious sand, you can brush this stuff away. and see if we can find. And this is exactly what we're looking for. Now, we're looking for this, but I think it's going to be further down in the building. So what we're going to do is we're going to excavate down this first section, see if we can find in this first section, and then we'll explain the bug when we find it. Okay? Right, so this is what I mean by this is a bit bugged. This is supposed to all be connected. So this top piece here is supposed to be connected to this bit here. And this bit here is supposed to go down a lot further. And I believe that this place is going to go down a lot further. But obviously, you've got to dig straight down through like layers of stone and rock and mud to actually get this connected bit. There's not a massive bug if you know it's there. But if you don't know it's here, then that's a bit of an issue because you're not going to know where to look. You're going to see that little top section and then you're going to be like, okay, so is that all that this is here? So fortunately, I do know that these are here. So we're now going to dig through and we're going to see what we can find in this next section of the trial ruins. Alrighty then. So up there we have the hole. You can just sort of see the trees at the top, and this was that tunnel section that I ended up having to dig out to get down to it. We had another little room underneath that, which was where we were in the last sort of episode, last point of the video. And if we drop down the side here, this is the section directly underneath. And this is quite huge, to be brutally honest. So this way we don't have much. This sort of walkway just sort of ends in the middle of nowhere. If we go this side, we have a staircase that goes up. And the staircase sort of goes up to about here, and I'm pretty certain I could probably knock through and we could go back through to that room above us. If we go this way, we have a couple of cool little rooms. And there's some sort of barn extension here, and I have no idea what this walled section does, but it's sort of, there's some cool walls in here. And then this way, which way are we going? We've got another little room in here with a loom. And then this way goes on for quite a while. And there's lots of little rooms all off of here. So that was that room that the loom was in. Got another one here with a cauldron. We got another one in here, which is another set of stairs by the looks of things. It doesn't really go anywhere. But at the top of this, we've got a cartographer's table. And then it's sort of one more one with a fire pit inside it as well, just down here. So there's lots of little cool rooms, and sort of there was some. I guess this was some sort of kitchen because there was some coal blocks in here. Got a little idol or something in here. I do like the fact that you got the little creeper face in the middle of it and stuff like that. So it's quite a cool little underground build. As far as stuff that we've got out of it, we got a double chest of random blocks. Just from digging everything out. But then the other thing that we got is we have some razor armor trims. We have a shaper armor trim. We have the new music disc, which I haven't listened to yet, but we'll do in a bit. We got another, 5 different pottery shards. So we got the sheath, the friend, the burn, the howl, the heart again. Got some dyes. We got another emerald. We got some of those coal blocks are in there, some candles and some ores. So again, it's taken me a little while to dig this thing out. You have to be quite slow because a lot of this stuff is on that suspicious gravel. So a lot of it, and gravel's quite hard to tell the difference between. So, you know, you do break a few just because you don't realise it. These things been sort of underground. A lot of the gravel sort of tucked up behind you when you come through doors like this, and it'll be up here. So it's a bit of a pain when it comes to those sorts of things. So I broke quite a few suspicious gravels, unfortunately. And you do end up sort of brushing a lot of it away. So it does take a little bit of time, but I think it's not a bad trip. And getting 2 of the 3 armor trims that can be found down there, as well as that music disc, does make this worthwhile. So what we're going to do now, we are going to grab all of the cool things from in here. We'll grab some candles, we'll grab the ores. I can leave the dyes, we're not really particularly fussed about those. And we shall... what's going to be the best way of getting out of this lot? Okay, so if I go round out, let's stick you up there. I'm pretty certain that if I go, there we go. This takes me to this room. There we are. And then we can fly out of here. There we go. So that was my first trail ruin all explored. I'm going to have to do another one at least because I do want all of the armor trims, obviously. So what we're going to do now is I think this is a good spot to leave us today. So if we fly back over here to my makeshift abode, we can add all of this stuff to the stuff that we've collected chest. Might need to make it a bigger chest, to be fair, because we've got quite a lot of stuff. We won't chuck that in there. We'll chuck these in here. There we go. I might need to make myself another brush as well. But we shall leave you this evening. Thank you very much for watching again today. Before it gets too dark and I get flooded by zombies or strays or stuff like that, I shall say goodnight. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. And bye.